Hey everybody, it's Miss Everhart. All right, let's get this thing started. Let me clear the space with my Palo Santo sage spray. Clear the space. Clear the energy. Clear the energy. Florida water. Cause see, when you at home, I can be, I can do what I really want to do at home. Call the ancestors in and clear the space and clear the energy as I prepare to teach this lesson. Cause I'm serious about what I do. All right, so we are on Act 1, Scene 3 of Romeo and Juliet. Remember, go back to the website, go to Monday, March 30th. That's not correct. Let me pull it up on my iPad. All right, here we go. Where is it? I don't want to sign up. I want to sign in. So let's see. Here we go. All right, let me log in because I want to give you the right information. Password. Okay. So if you go to on the website, I changed it. If you go to Wednesday, April 1st, it now says Wednesday, April 1st to February, April 3rd. It was Wednesday and Thursday, but I extended this to 3 days to get the questions done or to complete the questions for Act 1 of Romeo and Juliet. So if you go to the page that says Wednesday, April 1st through Friday, April 3rd, 2020, you're going to see 3 links. One link is to the audiobook that I play. It's the exact same audiobook that I play. Then you're going to get a link to the text, the actual Romeo and Juliet play. And then you're going to get a link to the questions. And the questions look like this. And once you get the questions, you can copy and paste them into a Word document or Google document and just put the answers underneath the questions. That's simple. Okay, so we are on Act 1, Scene 3. The last video, I answered questions for the last part of Scene 1 and all of Scene 2. So make sure you go look at the last video because when I played the audiobook and then I stopped and I summarized, I was actually answering the questions, the guided reading questions. So if you go to Wednesday, April 1st to Friday, April 3rd, 2020, you're going to see a link to the audiobook that I'm playing. You're going to see a link to the text, the actual full version of Romeo and Juliet, and you're going to see the questions. Remember, it's better to be prepared for the opportunity than when the opportunity comes, you're not prepared. Be mindful of that. Be mindful of that and be mindful that the decisions that you make today or that you don't make, they will have long-term effects on your life. you won't even understand the magnitude of of the repercussions and the consequences of your actions that you take in this moment and in the next month or 2 months. What you choose to do or what you choose not to do is going to affect you in ways that you haven't even seen yet. So it's better to be prepared for the opportunity than the opportunity to come and you're not prepared. And to sit and do nothing but be on your phone and game all day, or to be on TikTok, um, that is not, trust me, you don't want the consequences of that. To do that for the next 4 months, 5 months, you don't want the consequences of that. You're going to really wish you had done things differently if that's what you choose to do now with your time. Like, I will say this every video, you're going to regret what you did or did not do. If it was not for the development of what's up here, you're going to really regret it. It's going to come back and haunt you in ways that you just have no clue. Nothing in life is given to you. What you think may be easy, or it seems as if uh you're getting a hookup, or you're getting the easy way out of something. It may look like that now, but I'm telling you, it's a price to pay for everything. For everything. So be mindful of that. All right, so I'm on Act. It is my responsibility to deliver the instruction to you because that is my gift. I'm going to operate in this thing whether it's through public education or not. It is my gift to teach. So I'm going to do this regardless. It is my responsibility to present the information to you, but it's not my responsibility to force you to receive the information. I cannot, and I will not make you do anything against your free will. We talk about free will here, fate, free will. That's one of the themes of Romeo and Juliet. I'm not here to go against your free will. You have a choice. And this is a perfect time to learn what happens when you make certain choices and the results of certain choices. My responsibility is only to give you the information. What you do with that information is, or what you choose to do with it, or what you choose not to do with it, is on you. All right, so we are on Act 1, Scene 3. We're going to do Act 1, Scene 3 and 4 today. And that's all we're going to do. And then this video will be posted on the website under instructional videos. So this is Act 1, Scene 3 and Scene 4 today. So here we are. Act 1, Scene 3. A room in Capulet's house. Enter Capulet's wife and nurse.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me. Now, by my maidenhead, at 12-year-old, I bade her come. What's that number? What, Ladybird? God forbid, where is this girl? What, Juliet? How now? Who calls? Your mother. Madam, I am here. What is your will? This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Oh. Nurse, come back again. I have remembered me. Thou hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age. Faith, I can tell her age into an hour. She's not 14. I'll lay 14 in my teeth, and yet to my teen be it spoken, I have but 4. She's not 14. How long it's now to Lammas time? A fortnight and odd days. Even a lot of all days in the year come Lammas Eve at night, so she'll be 14. No. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, on Lammas Eve at night she shall be 14. That shall she marry, I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake now 11 years, and she was weaned. I never shall forget it, of all days of the year upon that day. For I then laid wormwood to my dog, sitting in the sun under the dove house wall. Julia. My lord and you were then at Mantua. Nay, I do bear a prey. But as I said, when it did taste of wormwood on the nipple of my dog and felt it bitter, pretty fool to see it tetchy and fall out with a dog. Shake, quoth the dove house, 'twas no need I trow to bid me trud. And since that time it is 11 years. For then she could stand, high lone. Nay, by the rood, she could have run and waddled all about. For even the day before, she broke her brow, and then my husband, God be with his soul, oh, he was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou hast small wit. Wilt thou not? From I had him, the pretty wretch left crying, and said I, to see now how a jest will come about, I warrant, and I shall live 1,000 years. I never shall forget it. Wilt thou not, Jew, quoth he, a pretty fool, extended, and said I, enough of this, I pray thee hold thy peace. Yes, madam. Yet I cannot choose but laugh. Doesn't it to leave crying and say I? And yet I warrant it had upon it brow a bump as big as a young cockerel stone. A perilous knock, and it cried bitterly. Yea, quoth my husband, forced upon thy face, thou wilt fall backward when thou comest to age. Wilt thou not, Jew? It stinted, and said I, and stint thou too, I pray thee, nurse, say I. Peace have done. Oh, God mark thee to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed, and I might live to see thee married once. I had my wish.
All right, so we can see based on the conversation between the nurse, Lady Capulet, and Juliet, that obviously the nurse's relationship with Juliet, she cares deeply and genuinely uh, for Juliet. She has a profound affection for her, as if she is her own daughter, which mm, you can say Juliet might as well have been her own daughter because she's been with Juliet since Juliet was a baby. Um, so it's like the nurse is seeing her own daughter just grow up before her eyes because that's the type of relationship the nurse and Juliet have with each other because she's literally been in Juliet's life since Juliet was a baby. She has raised her and nursed her since she was a baby. So their relationship is more like mother daughter than a nurse or a nanny and a child type relationship. Okay.
That, Mary, is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your dispositions to be married? It is an honour that I dream not of. An honour? Were not I thy only nurse, I would say thou hadst sucked wisdom from thy teeth. Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you, here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
Okay, so Lady Capulet, Juliet's mother, is like, well, what do you think of marriage? And Juliet was an honor that I haven't been thinking much of. Like it's an honor. She thinks that marriage is an honor that she has not thought much of. Um, and the nurse, Lady Capulet, is saying, well, you need to start thinking about it because there are people or there are women out here who were married younger at an age that that were married way younger than you are now, basically. So you really need to start thinking about it because I'm interpreting Lady Capulet, her mother, saying it kind of feels like she's saying like basically you are old maid because there's people out here who was married way younger than 14, or they were way younger than 14 when they were married, so you kind of like need to hurry up. That's how I kind of interpret the mother's conversational response to Juliet.
Lady, such a man as all the world. Why? He's a man of wax. Verona summer hath not such a flower. Nay, he's a flower. In faith, a very flower.
All right, so Lady Capulet, Juliet's mother, tells her that there's someone interested in you. His name is Paris. And we already knew that. That's called dramatic irony, when we, the reader, know something that the characters don't know. So we already knew earlier in Act One that Paris is interested in Juliet's hand in marriage. And so the mother reveals this to Juliet, and the nurse is also excited, like, oh my God, he's just such a model man. And to have him interested in you, girl, you should just feel so lucky and blessed. And the mother basically she basically repeats, or she's in agreement with what the nurse is saying and feeling about Paris.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris' face, and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. Examine every married lineament, and see how one another lends content, and what obscured in this fair volume lies, find written in the margin of his eyes. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. The fish lives in the sea, and 'tis much pride for fair without, the fair within to hide. That book in many's eyes doth share the glory that in gold clasps locks in the golden story. So shall you share all that he doth possess by having him, making yourself no less.
So her mother tells her, hey, look, Paris is coming to this dinner, this party that we're having tonight. So basically, can you figure out a way to fall in love with him? Like, that's basically what she's saying. It's like, you're going to see him, and can you find something to fall in love with when you see him? Find something about him to fall in love with. Basically, what we're seeing is an arranged marriage. The mother is saying, hey, I think this guy is worthy, and he's coming to the party tonight, and you should find something worthy about him to marry, because basically I've decided he's the one for you, and you should feel the same way. Basically, you by the end of the night, you should find something where you find something about him or his character that you could see yourself marrying and loving and being in love with, and marrying and living happily ever after.
No less, nay, bigger. Women grow by men. Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris' love? I'll look to like, if looking liking move. But no more deep will I dart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
All right, so Juliet's response is, oh, I'll look at him. I'll see what he about. But I'm not gonna look harder than what you want me to. Like, I'ma look, and if he's interested, if it's something about me that catches his eye, then he'll approach me. Or but she's not really like gung ho about this thing, like, okay, that's what you want. But I'll see. Basically, I'll see, but I'm not really like feeling this 1,000%, basically, is what she's saying. Yeah.
The guests are come, supper served up. You call, my young lady asks for, the nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait. I beseech you, follow straight.
We follow thee, Juliet. The countess stays. Go, girl. Seek happy nights to happy days.
All right, so that's the end of scene 3. All right, we're on scene 4, a street. Enter Romeo, Mercutio, Benvolio, with 5 or 6 other maskers and torchbearers.
What shall this speech bespoke for our excuse, or shall we on without apology?
The date is out of such prolixity. We'll have no Cupid hoodwinked with a scarf, bearing a Tartar's painted bow of lance, scaring the ladies like a crow keeper. No without book prologue, faintly spoke after the prompter for our entrance. But let them measure us by what they will, we'll measure them a measure, and be gone.
Give me a torch. I am not for this ambling.
Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance. Not I, Mercutio. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead. So stakes me to the ground, I cannot move.
You are a lover. Follow Cupid's wings, and soar with them above a common bound.
I am too sore empierced with his shaft to soar with his light feathers, and so bound I cannot bound a pitch above dull woe. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
Okay, so Romeo and Benvolio are trying to decide. Romeo, Benvolio, Mercutio, they're trying to decide, because it's customary during this time period that when you attend a party or an event that you announce yourself. You say that I am, Romeo from the house of Montague. But obviously he cannot say that because this is a event that is hosted by the Capulets, and the Capulets and the Montagues are feuding. So obviously he can't go in there and say, I am Romeo, from the house of Montague. So they're debating about, how are they going to make an entrance. And Benvolio says that, we're not going to announce ourselves. We'll just, basically we just going to scope scope the premises. Basically, we're gonna see how this party is popping off, and we're gonna see how the other guests respond to us. If basically they respond to us like, oh yeah, they good, they straight, then we'll proceed. We'll move forward, and we'll get comfortable, and we'll do our thing at the party.
To sink in it, should you burden love, or too great a passion for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorns.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and to beat love down.
Okay, so once again, that they have decided Benvolio has said they're not going to announce themselves. They will just come in, see how the other guests react to them. Basically, if the other guests, don't suspect that they're of the house of Montague, then they'll stay, they'll dance a while, and then they'll leave. Okay.
In case to put my visage in a visor for a visor. What care I, what curious eyed of quote deformity? Here of the beetle brows shall blush for me. Come, knock and enter, and no sooner in, but every man be taken to his legs.
And a torch for me. Let wantons light of heart tickle the senseless rushes with their heels. For I am proverbed with a grandsire phrase. I'll be a candle holder and look on. The game was ne'er so fair, and I am done.
Tuds! Done's the mouse, the constable's own word. If thou art done, we'll draw thee from the mire of, save your reverence, love, wherein thou stickest up to the ears. Come, we burn daylight. Nay, that's not so. I mean, sir, in delay. We waste our lights in vain, like lamps by day. Take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times in that ere once in our 5 wits.
And we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I. What was yours? The dreamers often lie
In bed asleep while they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab have been with you.
Queen Mab?
What's she? She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little atomy athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes made of long spinner's legs, the cover of the wings of grasshoppers, her traces of the moonshine's watery beams, her collars of the smallest spider web, her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film, her wagoner, a small, grey-coated gnat, not half so big as a round little worm pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut, made by the joiner squirrel, or old grub, time out of mind, the fairies' coachmakers, and in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. Or courtiers' knees that dream on curtsies straight, or ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry Mab with blisters plagues, because their breaths with sweet meats tainted are. Sometimes she gallops o'er a lawyer's lip, and then dreams he of smelling out a suit, and sometime comes she with a tithe pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as he lies asleep, then dreams he of another benefice. Sometimes she driveth on a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breeches, ambuscados, Spanish blades, of healths 5 fathom deep, and then anon drums in his ear, at which he starts and wakes, and being thus affrighted, swears a prayer or 2 and sleeps again. This is that very Mab that plats the manes of horses in the night, and bakes the elf locks in foul, sluttish hairs, which once untangled much misfortune bodes. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is peace.
Peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talk'st of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as the air, and more inconstant than the wind, who woos even now the frozen bosom of the north, and being angered, puffs away from thence, turning his face to the dew-dropping south.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
Okay. Not to get, because this can be convoluted. And I just feel like this is not really worth, how can I put it? This is not, Mercutio relaying his dream is not worth delving deep into. It's just not a part of the text or a part of the play that I really want to delve deep into. It is one of the questions, and I will just, because the question is, in Mercutio's dream, Queen Mab does what? And I'll just tell you that Queen Mab is the fairy's midwife. She delivers fairy babies' dreams to people. That's what she does. And And she gives you specific dreams about who you are and what you are feeling or thinking. And we're just going to leave it. We're going to leave it at that. This is I just don't feel that this is a part of the play or text to dive deep into. Yeah. So I will just give you that that's what he was saying. That Queen Mab, she's the fairy's midwife. She delivers fairy babies, and dreams to people. And specifically, what she does is she gives you specific dreams about who you are and what you are feeling or thinking. All right, now Romeo is getting ready to tell Mercutio and Benvolio about his dream. All right, here we go.
I fear too early, for my mind's misgives some consequence yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But
All right, so Romeo tells of his dream. And his dream is a prophetic dream. It's a dream of fate. He says that I had a dream that tonight, something is going to happen tonight that he's afraid of. He's afraid of. He says that my mind is fearful that some future event fated by the stars shall start tonight, and run its course through the rest of my life. So he feels like something is getting ready. He's basically having a premonition. For people who are gifted and who their dreams speak to them and tell them about what's going to happen in the future, that's what's happening to Romeo. He had a dream, and in the dream is saying that something is going to happen tonight. Something is going to happen tonight that is just fated. That it was just meant to happen, and it's going to have dire consequences for the rest of my life. I don't know what it is, but that's what my dream told me. That I'm just getting ready to experience an event that was already destined for me. That this was destined to happen, and that the consequences of this predetermined destined event is going to have unspeakable results and consequences in my life that I can't even imagine right now at this moment. All right.
he that hath the steerage of my course direct my sail. On, lusty gentlemen, strike drums!
All right. So that is the end. That is the end of Act 1, Scene 4. So, and also Romeo and his friends have decided to wear masks. They're going to wear masks. Where did they say that at? Oh my goodness. Oh, it says right here, Romeo says, I'm reading from the book, but Romeo says, and we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis no wit to go. Is that it? But that's the answer. They're going to yes. No, that's not it. It says I'm going to read it. Mercutio says, if love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in, a visor for a visor. What care I, what curious eye doth quote deformities? Here are the beetle brows shall blush for me. And on the side, a visage is a mask. So basically he's saying, give me a mask for my face. A mask for a mask. So that's how they are going to disguise themselves when they go to the Capulet party. They're going to wear masks. Okay, so I told you about that. I told you about Queen Mab in Mercutio's dream. She is the fairy's midwife. She delivers fairy babies, and she basically delivers dreams to people. And she specifically, when she gives you a dream, it's about who you are and what you are feeling or thinking. And Romeo has had a dream as well. His dream is prophetic. He had a dream that something fated was going to happen this tonight. That when I say fated, because he mentions, remember I said, whenever you see references to stars or heavens, in this text, that's a reference to fate. And he said, I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequence yet hanging in the stars. So he's saying that I'm something is going to happen tonight that's beyond my control, and it's going to have some dire consequences and repercussions in my life from this moment on. And that was his dream. That was his dream. So that is it for today. We did Act 1, Scene 3, and Scene 4. So when I see you again, we will do Act 1, Scene 5, and we will be done with Act 5. We'll be done with Act 1. Act 1 has 5 scenes in it. We have already covered the prologue, Scene 1, Scene 2, Scene 3, and Scene 4. So when I see you again, we'll do Scene 5, and we will be completely finished with Act 1 of Romeo and Juliet. And there you have 3 days to complete the questions for Act 1. And if you go back and watch the videos that are titled, the videos that are for Wednesday, April 1st to Friday, April 3rd, will help you answer the questions for Act 1. Because what I do is I play the audiobook of the play, and then I stop and I summarize the plot, and I explain to you what's going on, the dialogue between the different characters. I describe the characters to help you answer the questions. So that is it for today. Check the website. Remember, the choices you make today to do or not to do will have a dire effect on your life, or it could have a magnificent effect on your life, depending on the choices that you make. And remember, it's better to be prepared for the opportunity than not be prepared when the opportunity presents itself. So until next time, I will see you later.